Hello, this is Steve Carrington, Palmer Mayor, taking you 5 days into the future for our November 14th City Council meeting. So, kind of update with the Mat-Su Valley planning for transportation. We've got an upcoming joint meeting with the Joint Policy Board and the Steering Committee. That's in the afternoon of Tuesday the 14th. We're going to be talking about the hiring process. They've advertised for the coordinator for the MVP for transportation. Also, we'll be authorizing Respect to submit the Articles of Incorporation for the MVP for transportation. Respect is the consultants hired to help through the multi-year MPO creation process. And we'll also be discussing the technical committee makeup and application and review for the fast planning invoicing. That's for the Fairbanks group that's working with us to hire someone until we get all the policies, etc. set up. They have the Unified Planning Work Program document updated and approved, and it's available for public comment on their website, the mvpmpo.com. Palmer Library update. Wolf Architects is having another public input meeting on November 15th. That's Wednesday at the Palmer Depot from 4 to 7 p.m. Architect Gary Wolf and his staff should have some interesting presentations for the public to look at and to comment on. And also on the schedule coming up is December 12th. We should be having a presentation from Gary Wolf to the council and maybe a decision on which way to go on the reconstruction alternatives versus actual demo and new construction. So the council will be looking at that on December 12th. And it's still budget time. We have another meeting. On the 14th, we'll have another chance to look at some of our budget items and discuss them and maybe make amendments, etc. And then on the 28th, Chief Chad will be presenting, I think, the rescue contract with the borough. And just a reminder about, we've got our 5-year planning year process. We have our 5-year capital plan project. And that's the list to me that we need to kind of look at it and check it twice, so to speak, to figure out what big projects are coming at us and what we need to be working towards saving money for or looking for more money to build things, etc. So for our actual agenda highlights, we've got communications and appearance. We've got a proclamation recognizing Fischer Adams, his win at the Division I State Cross Country Championship. Mary Jo Parks should be coming to present for the Palmer Museum of History and Art. And George Collum, the Palmer Golf Course manager, will be coming to make a presentation as well. We've got a resolution that talks about relocating the funding for the head bolt heater project at the airport and reappropriate it for doing LED light fixtures. And then there's 5 action memoranda. One is for a community grant to Palmer High School, and another's for the city manager to buy some dumpsters. And we're also preparing a lining system for our wastewater treatment plant and authorizing a utility connection outside the city limits on Irwin Road, and a 1-year agreement for healthcare insurance for the city. And then under unfinished business, we have the 5 resolutions that mean budget that we can talk about, adjust, amend, or wait till later. And a reminder, the council members should have received the third quarter financials in their email from Mr. Moosey. Yeah. And then just as a recap, some of the meetings and events I've attended in the last couple weeks, 3 weeks probably. On the 25th, I did a Radio Free Palmer recap of the council meeting the day before. The 26th, I did an interview with some Academy Charter Media Intensive students about, they're doing a Palmer short film about what makes Palmer an attractive place to live. Also that day, participated in the Red Ribbon Week out at the Butte Elementary with first responders and Alaska Guard counter-drug program. On the 28th, the Deputy Mayor, on October 28th, Deputy Mayor Carlina Anzalotti attended the 2023 Anchorage Mayor's Prayer Breakfast. And November 2nd, I managed to sneak into some of the economic summit that they hosted by the city of Wasilla. I also toured the Mat-Su Small Business Development Center in Wasilla. And there was a presentation of a check by the American Legion fundraising to Friends of the Palmer Library. On November 6th, the Library Committee meeting with the Wolf Architects. Upcoming meetings, well, I mentioned the joint meeting before. For November 15th, there'll be a Radio Free Palmer, a recap of the previous day of our council meeting. And that evening from 4 to 7 at the depot will be the architect Gary Wolf and his staff will have some interesting presentations about the library and options to look at. And the 16th of November, we have the Valley Mayor's Managers Meeting. And don't forget, the Borough Comprehensive Plan is happening now, and in my report, I've got a location of the different places you can go to participate in that. So, this has been Steve Carrington, Palmer Mayor, taking you 5 days into the future for our November 14th Palmer City Council meeting.